Many individuals hold this common belief that intelligence centers mostly on the sheer volume of information you've absorbed over time. They connect it straight to impressive IQ results, those advanced degrees hanging on the wall, or the speed at which you crack tough mathematical puzzles. Yet what the latest studies truly uncover paints a much richer and more surprising picture. The real markers that set apart genuinely sharp minds from the rest have far less to do with the actions they take every day. Instead, they stand out because of the specific patterns and impulses they firmly choose to avoid. And several of these insights may genuinely catch you off guard. Stay right here with me through to the finish, because that fifth behavior on the list is something nearly every single one of us repeats each day, often without the slightest clue about how powerfully it limits our growth and potential. Let us clear up one essential point right at the start. True intelligence almost never reveals itself through any test score or exam result. It emerges instead in the everyday ways a person reasons, connects with others, weighs choices, and moves through life's daily complexities with clarity and purpose. Findings published in leading outlets like the Journal of Intelligence and Cognitive Psychology reveal that those with exceptional cognitive abilities show certain consistent behavioral patterns that clearly distinguish them from the broader population. And the most telling detail lies not in what they actively pursue, but in what they consistently decide against. These are not drilled-in routines picked up from books or mentors. They flow naturally from the distinctive way their minds interpret experiences and process reality around them. Let us explore each of the 5 together. 1. They refuse to pretend they understand topics they actually know little about. Pay close attention here because its power runs deeper than it first appears. When an ordinary person faces a question they cannot answer on the spot, they usually fall back on one of a few familiar responses. They invent details right then and there. They offer a hazy reply that sounds wise, but really communicates almost nothing. Or they dodge the question completely, since confessing "I don't know" can feel like exposing a flaw. Highly intelligent people respond in the exact opposite way. They feel zero discomfort saying something like, "I'm not certain on that. I lack the full details right now. Let me dig deeper and get back to you with something solid." And the reason this matters so much is straightforward yet profound. They recognize that faking knowledge is actually the more misguided move than simply admitting a blind spot in what you understand. Their confidence springs not from acting like they have every answer. It grows from having a precise map of what they do know and staying completely transparent about the rest. Those unknown areas do not scare or diminish them at all. They treat them as inviting pathways for new discovery instead of dead ends. Researchers label this quality intellectual humility, and it ranks among the strongest signals of authentic intelligence. It shows a deep commitment to truth and precision that outweighs any concern for ego or how others might view you. 2. They steer clear of pointless debates and never feel driven to win every single argument. Think deeply about this one, because it uncovers something fundamental about human nature. When you watch someone who jumps into every disagreement, who must always come out on top, who turns every exchange into a contest they refuse to lose, you are not seeing real intelligence unfold. You are witnessing insecurity playing out in plain view. Truly intelligent people pick their discussions with great care and intention. They refuse to burn precious mental energy trying to shift the views of someone already locked into their position. They do not feel any pressure to correct every mistaken comment they overhear. They stay away from those who argue with hidden motives or show no interest in honest exploration. Why do they draw this line so clearly? Because they instantly recognize a key difference most overlook. Some conversations open doors to shared learning and fresh perspectives. Others are simply battles of pride that drain focus and deliver zero lasting value. Sharp minds can spot the difference in seconds. When they do choose to join a discussion, it happens because they truly want to examine ideas, consider another angle, or reach a clearer shared conclusion. It is never about proving they are the smartest person in the room. Here is where our fast-paced world adds an especially revealing layer. Information floods us constantly from every direction. You might watch a quick video clip, scan an online summary, glance at a few social media threads, and walk away convinced you now grasp the topic. Most people do exactly that and then speak about complex subjects with total certainty, even though they have barely touched the surface. But those with high intelligence build an entirely different relationship with what they learn. They draw a sharp line between casual exposure and genuine depth, between hearing about a concept and truly internalizing it at a profound level. They would never watch one short film on a scientific field and then feel ready to challenge experts. They avoid skimming a single piece on human behavior and suddenly acting like they can read everyone around them. Psychologists describe this trait as epistemic humility. It reflects a clear-eyed awareness of how much still lies beyond even their strongest areas of knowledge. They fully respect that real mastery requires long stretches of dedicated study, repeated practice, and lived experience, and they honor that journey without shortcuts. This keeps them as lifelong explorers, forever curious, questioning, and probing further, yet never claiming they have reached some final complete understanding. 3. They avoid letting momentary emotions alone steer major life decisions. Notice how those words, alone and momentary, carry real weight, because the distinction changes everything. People with high intelligence are far from cold or robotic. They experience feelings with real depth and intensity. Strong emotional reactions are part of who they are, and they definitely weigh those reactions when deciding. But what they refuse to do is hand over control of important choices to a passing mood. When anger rises, they hold back from firing off that message, placing that call, or starting that clash. When excitement surges, they pause before locking into any big commitment without mapping out the possible results. During sadness or discouragement, they stop themselves from making lasting changes based on feelings that will likely shift soon. Brain researchers call this emotional regulation. It is the skill of fully feeling an emotion while staying in the driver's seat rather than letting it take the wheel. Intelligent people create a deliberate pause between the surge of feeling and any action that follows. They ask themselves guiding questions such as, would this choice still feel right to me tomorrow? How about in the next week, or even several months from now? They know emotions bring valuable signals about what truly matters to us. Yet those signals need careful filtering through clear thinking before they shape real steps. This practice does not make them distant or unemotional. It actually builds deeper wisdom, because it helps them sidestep the heavy regret that follows impulsive moves made at emotional highs or lows. 4. They deliberately avoid surrounding themselves only with people who echo their every view. This idea often feels surprising and even counterintuitive at first. As humans, we naturally crave comfort, agreement, and validation. We tend to gather around those who share our outlook, align with our core beliefs, and reinforce the ideas we already hold dear. Highly intelligent people make the conscious choice to go the other direction. They seek out friends and colleagues who will disagree with them in respectful ways. People ready to spot gaps in their logic. Individuals who introduce viewpoints they had never considered before. Those who question their assumptions and push for sharper, more careful thinking. The reason runs deeper than most realize. Real growth rarely happens inside a comfortable bubble of constant agreement. You do not expand your mind by staying only with those who tell you that you are always correct. You grow when you engage with others who force you to defend your positions, sharpen your ideas, and sometimes completely rethink what you believed. Highly intelligent people do not feel threatened when someone shows them they were wrong. They actually feel energized because it signals they have just gained fresh knowledge and upgraded their perspective. Psychologist Carol Dweck describes this as the growth mindset, the understanding that intelligence is not a fixed quality to guard, but a living capacity that expands through effort, challenge, and openness. This look leads intelligent people to be very purposeful about their relationships, not from any sense of superiority, but from clear intention and self-awareness. They look for connections that challenge and elevate their thinking, rather than ones that simply make them feel clever or comfortable. 5. They never confuse constant activity with real progress or mix up being busy with genuine achievement. This insight has the power to shift how you see your own daily routines. We live in a world that treats nonstop busyness like a badge of honor. People boast about overloaded schedules, endless work hours, and how little room they have left to simply breathe. Somehow exhaustion has become a strange status symbol. But those with high intelligence see straight through the illusion. They understand that staying busy and producing meaningful results are two completely separate things. They know that pouring long hours into the wrong efforts achieves far less than spending focused, shorter periods on what truly counts. Their prioritization is sharp and uncompromising. They zero in on high-value actions that move them closer to important goals. And they say no without hesitation to everything else, even when those tasks appear urgent or worthwhile to everyone around them. Management expert Peter Drucker captured it perfectly when he said efficiency is about doing things the right way, while effectiveness is about choosing the right things to do. Most people chase efficiency above all, trying to fit more into every hour, perfecting each minute, and juggling tasks constantly. Intelligent people focus first on effectiveness, making sure their energy goes toward what matters most, before they even think about speeding it up. As a result, they often appear calmer and less rushed than those around them. They enjoy more open time, greater space for reflection, and fuller presence in each moment, because they are not scattering energy on paths that lead nowhere. They recognize that rest, quiet thinking, and unstructured moments are not optional extras. They are essential building blocks for creativity, clear insight, and lasting high performance. When you bring all 5 of these together, a vivid picture comes into focus. Highly intelligent people are not working to look brilliant to others. They are committed to accuracy and honesty in how they see the world. They are not chasing victories in every conversation. They are searching for what is genuinely true. They are not trying to appear all-knowing. They stay open about how much more there is still to discover. They are not letting raw emotions drive their choices. They treat feelings as helpful signals and then filter them through careful thought before acting. They are not building circles filled only with agreement. They actively invite respectful challenge, new friction, and real opportunities to grow. And they refuse to mistake motion for meaningful forward movement. They direct their focus toward what actually makes a difference. This combination creates people who are not only mentally capable but also emotionally balanced, socially aware, and remarkably effective in whatever they pursue. True intelligence rarely shouts or draws attention to itself. It has no need to announce its presence. It appears quietly through the daily habits, the healthy boundaries, and the thoughtful decisions that most people barely notice. The real question is not whether you consider yourself intelligent. The deeper one is which of these 5 patterns you might still be repeating, and what could open up for you once you finally release them. If this resonated with you on a personal level, share it with someone close who might need to hear these ideas. And leave a comment below telling me which of the 5 landed most strongly for you, because those honest exchanges are exactly what help every one of us become a little wiser together.